Thank you, Dhanashree and Salman. They're a hard act to follow. Every time actually I listen to them, everyone, I am both inspired and angered because the odds were stacked against them. They grew up in a public school system in which only 1 in 2 children will finish up to grade 10, a very basic expectation. And it isn't because the system lacks funding. In fact, Mumbai spends annually, hold your breath, 1.3 lakh per child per annum, roughly $1,500. It is because the system lacks belief in the potential of all children. And that is Akanksha's core purpose, to restore that belief. Let me give you an example. 5 years ago, when Akanksha was already running 20 schools in Mumbai and Pune, the city of Nagpur invited us in. 30 of the schools in the city had been shut down in 2 years. We started with 6 schools in partnership with the city government, and today, over 20% of the city's children are learning in Akanksha's partnership schools, with the parents actually lining up 3 times the available seats. The parents whose children did not unfortunately make it through the lottery admission process started demanding better schools at the highest levels. And at the request of the city commissioner and the chief minister's office, Akanksha will now be doubling its number of schools in Nagpur with 40% of the funding support from the government itself. Now, we understand that we cannot run every public school, so we have scaled our practices in partnership with almost 200 plus public schools across multiple cities, and in some cities, for the first time in decades, the public school enrollment has grown by roughly 13%. That is belief at the city system level. But here's the thing. A few weeks ago, one of my students, Rakib, called me out of the blue seeking mentorship. He joined the Akanksha school I founded over a decade ago after failing grade 9th twice and after almost dropping out. It took an Akanksha social worker 30 days of consecutive home visits to Rakib's home to convince him that he was worth it. And now he leads a team of 10 educators running an after-school center in his community for children who have dropped out. And he now wants to start his own school. Or my other lovely alum, Suhasini, whose father always wanted her to be a police officer, but her passion was football. Through Akanksha's sports program, her coach Mervin Bhaiya worked with her for over 10 years through school and beyond. Today, she coaches the Maharashtra girls football team and wants to empower girls in her community through football. That is belief. A 20-year partnership to empower every single child and their family through economic mobility, agency, and purpose. 85% of our alumni finish college, nearly twice as much as the state average. In our recent survey, 9 out of 10 Akanksha alumni are employed and are nearly doubling their family income, everyone. But what makes me most proud is that almost 50% of them are choosing to give back to their communities as volunteers, change makers, and mentors. And all of this at the cost of $650 per child per annum, pretty much similar to most of the government schools in the rest of the country. Over the next 5 years, we have an ambitious dream of reaching a critical mass to tip the ecosystem. We want to double our impact by growing to 50 schools and roughly supporting 1,000 plus public schools, serving 300,000 children, and all of this with nearly 20% government funding support, which has never happened before. And so tonight, I ask for your belief in supporting our next new city, in supporting the next innovation, and most importantly, in our capacity to grow to serve more Salmans, Dhanashris, Shrutis. Before I go, I want to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to Priya Balasubramaniam, who's the Vice President of Apple. Apple India has supported Akanksha Foundation for over a decade and is our largest corporate funder in India. Priya, we are very grateful to you and your team in India for what you've done, especially in terms of infusing technology in our classrooms, and it means a lot. Speaking of technology, everyone, Akanksha also partners with Khan Academy. While Sal Khan couldn't be here tonight in person, one of our alumna, Sajida, sat down with him for a conversation about AI in schools and the future of learning. Please enjoy. Thank you so very much.